let's get into sleep and hydration. This one is, both topics are a very kind of deep and have large items or a lot that we could talk about. So we're just going to kind of touch on the surface with sleep and hydration, especially with the sleep topic that I will be moving into next. So sleep, it is essential, and it actually has many benefits. It helps us stay conscious, reduces health risk, and improves performance. Getting enough quality sleep helps us feel happier and healthy. Yet a third of adults, this was interesting statistic, but a third of adults get less than 7 hours of sleep per night. Research shows that sleep deprivation changes how the brain functions, from reducing problem-solving skills, even leading into depression. I definitely am feeling the effects of sleep, and just some of those kind of the performance, the brain function as well. Being a new parent, a dad myself, with a 4-month-old. So all these things that we have are preaching today, have talked about in the past in previous webinars. It is incredible how true these things can be when it comes to lack of sleep and the functionality that you have on a daily basis. So ways to improving sleep. These next 6 items are ones that we've talked about before, but it's some of the main basic kind of tips to help improve sleep, and especially that sleep habit as well. So the ideal amount of sleep for a healthy adult is between 7 to 9 hours. Sleeping any less than that increases your risk for cardiovascular disease. Activities to reduce tiredness can be physical or mental, like light yoga, meditation, even a bath and shower, or even simply reading. Head to bed and wake up around the same time is a great tip to kind of helping with that sleep hygiene and that sleep habit. And if you do have a smart watch or just something to track your sleep and sleeping patterns, it's highly recommended to use something like that to help you navigate how, why, where you are having issues with your sleep. Are you getting into your correct sleep cycles for that restful sleep as well? The next is caffeine related. The afternoon coffee or that kind of caffeine pick-me-up might be affecting your sleep. So caffeine can stay in your body for up to 12 hours, and that kind of depends on genetics, your liver, age, weight, some other factors person to person. But 12 hours it can stay in someone's system. There's no way to rid of that caffeine fast besides simply just waiting. But you can do some things to kind of help with that. So drinking more water, exercise, even practicing breathing, a nice relaxation breathing techniques. So one tip or a few tips: drink water in the afternoon instead. It could just be where that kind of brain to stomach signal is you are just simply dehydrated. Not that you need necessarily that coffee taste or even a soda, if you will, but you might just need something to drink. So drinking water, trying that first before you go to the caffeine. But if you do need that caffeine boost in the afternoon, try maybe tea. Tea typically contains no more than half the caffeine dose as compared to coffee. So trying tea instead if you need that little extra caffeine in the afternoon. Exercising daily, which a lot of you it just shared in the chat that this has been one of your wins and victories with this program. But a misaligned internal clock may be the reason you're not sleeping well. So exercising daily, whether it's for 10 minutes or an hour, or in our program here, the 5 minutes of fitness. Exercising daily can help keep your circadian rhythm in check, that internal clock that helps regulate your wake period and your sleep period. Next, the last three here. So starting with putting the electronics away. Electronics and that light that emits from your electronics stimulate the brain into staying awake. And it kind of, not exactly specifically, but it kind of gives that brain that representation of sunlight. So the blue light that emits from electronics decreases the release of melatonin, which helps you fall asleep. So instead of scrolling through social media or watching TV shows or streaming something on your phone, maybe read a book or meditate or just do something to relax your brain activity in the evening or when you are trying to go to sleep. The next one is temperature. The core body temperature tends to rise during your sleep cycle. Sleeping in a warmer room while your body temperature rises can lead to restlessness and night sweats. Setting the thermostat to a cooler setting may help improve your sleep by aiding in a more relaxing environment. So ideally, maybe 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, or the Celsius conversion, 16 to 21 degrees, might be kind of that sweet spot for that cooler bedroom, again, because that your body increases its body temperature in your sleep state. And then finally, that darker bedroom. So again, like electronics, having light in your room tricks the body into staying awake. This can be artificial or natural light. So reduce artificial lights by having a dimmer setting or removing them from the bedroom. For natural light, blackout curtains over your windows seem to be the best solution to decreasing light that comes into your bedroom or wherever you're sleeping. And then lastly, in regard to sleep, like I said, that's just kind of touching the surface. And there's a lot more things that go into, getting to sleep, staying asleep, getting back to sleep. So if you would like to, when you receive the slide deck later on today, if you come back to this slide and you are interested in learning more from what we have shared in past wellness webinars, we did 2 wellness webinars on sleep. The first one, the one on the left that just says sleep, was our first one. And that's just kind of more of the basics behind sleep. I think it even has a little bit more of kind of that brain chemistry and physiology regarding sleep, just a little bit, not too deep. But then the second one, the Sleep 2.0, is kind of the extension of our first webinar. And so that one's a little more tried to stay a little more focused on the aspects and the solutions for getting back to sleep and also staying asleep. So again, if you'd like to find out or learn some additional information, you can check out those past webinars by clicking on the image, and that'll take you to the YouTube video. But I'm going to hand it over to hydration. Hand it over to Isaac.
All right, awesome stuff there. Talking about sleep, Kyle and I are both relatively new dads, so we, all that sleep advice is good to have, and a way to try and practice what we actually preach and really getting a life example of that. But anyway, on to hydration. For our nutrition goal, this was the biggest, the response I got the most when everyone was sending their nutrition goals to me was drink more water. So I'm glad we're covering it here, because it sounds like a lot of you, this was your main focus throughout this program, was to help increase your hydration levels. So the first one, the importance of hydration. Why do we need to do that? Like getting enough sleep, staying well hydrated is essential to our overall health. After all, 2/3 of the body is made up of water, and a properly hydrated body provides fluid to cells and organs. improve mood and energy, eliminates waste, and regulates body temperature. Cells and organs need a constant supply of fluids to smoothly do their job. With a lower hydration status, your organs will need to work harder and and if you're chronically dehydrated, may cause damage to those organs. Improve mood and energy. Your brain needs to rely on hydration to properly function. Without enough water in your body, your mood and levels decrease, and overall performance, mental performance decrease as well. The fluids in your body also help push away toxins. So drinking water helps you stay more regular and healthy, and getting enough water helps the body control your body temperature. If you get too hot, stored water will help you cool down. And effects of dehydration. That first one for me is big. I know if I'm not drinking enough water, I'll instantly start getting a headache. But without proper hydration, you might experience some of these main symptoms. In fact, as small as 2% water loss can cause dehydration. You may notice some of these symptoms from headaches, nausea, and loss of appetite. Increased heart rate, so your heart rate increases, having to work harder, touching on that organ health, and overall fatigue, muscle cramps, and then a good sign if you are dehydrated is dark colored urine. So how much should you drink? It varies. So that's kind of one of the main things that I've in preparing for this is everyone's a little different, right? So but I'll give you a main general guidelines, recommendations. For women, it's 2 to 2.7 liters, so roughly around 11 cups a day. And men, it's 3.7 liters, about 16 cups a day. And all these, there's a lot of different factors that can affect how much you should drink throughout the day. With difference between men and women. Compared, men generally need more fluid because they have an increased body mass, lower body fat, and increase their calorie burn each day. So in order for men to keep their body moving efficiently, more water is needed. Your body weight as well. Hydration is influenced by the surface area of your body. Therefore, your metabolic rate increases. And as a result, you need to have more fluid throughout your day as well. Life stage. So in particular, pregnant and nursing mothers, increase your fluid intake to help keep up with the breast milk. And then also just the growing baby inside of you helps keep your body working, moving efficiently. And then your overall quality, diet quality. So fruits and vegetables. If you have more fruits and vegetables all day, they are primarily water. And so it's gonna help keep your hydration levels increased. So you don't have to drink so much water throughout the day in order to help keep your body at an adequate hydration level. And then your activity level. So if you exercise a lot and you're in a hotter environment, you're going to need more water throughout your day and throughout your workout than someone that might be in a more temperate environment and has a different body weight, body mass, and all that. Something that the American College of Sports Medicine said to be mindful of is in the exact same conditions. Let's say two people of the same gender, same weight, similar diets, they still may need different fluid levels just based on their genetic makeup. So a lot of these how much water should you drink is we can give you general guidelines, but it's really based on like what you notice in yourself. If you start noticing, hey, I'm getting a headache, but I've had a full, 16 ounces of water throughout the day, maybe that's your body saying, okay, you might need a little bit more, or you might need to change some things in order to help your adequate hydration levels. In order to kind of find that sweet spot for you, We provided a link of a hydration calendar on the or calculator on this slide. And there are a number of just with a simple Google search, a number of calculators that you can refer to if you want to have a good ballpark number to start on for how much water and fluid you can drink throughout the day. On to this next slide here, it's just some in general tips to help increase your water intake. First and foremost, it's important to not chug water throughout your day, because a lot of that you're just going to pass out if you're chugging. Whereas if you want to just kind of sip your water throughout the day, that's going to have better effects on keeping your hydration levels rather than having a large amounts of fluid one to two times a day. But anyway, so eat more fruits and vegetables instead of having a processed snack. Maybe have your favorite fruit or vegetable instead. This was a big one that I noticed a lot of people when they're sending me their nutrition goals was they actually bought a water bottle, a reusable water bottle, to help encourage themselves to drink more throughout the day. And you can refill that. You can tally it, have like a marker of how many times you've drank an entire of your reusable water bottle throughout the day. Drink water during your workouts. A good kind of rule of thumb is try drinking 8 ounces of water every 15 to 20 minutes that you are exercising. This is going to help you replenish water through sweat, and then helps keep your temperature regulated so you don't overheat. And then try drinking water before eating or snacking. So you might just be thirsty and your body just might need water rather than having a snack. So try drinking about 8 ounces of water, waiting 10 to 15 minutes, and see if you're still feeling hungry rather than going straight for that Snicker bar or whatever. Some fruit or vegetable. And then set a reminder on your phone. That was another common thing that I saw within those nutrition goals, was they're just trying to set a reminder of, okay, drink water every 30 minutes, something like that, to have your phone remind you. And as it becomes more second nature, you can start turning off those notifications. So there's some tips. And as far as like staying hydrated, just making sure you're sipping throughout the day, being proactive by maybe getting a water bottle, anything that's going to help you increase those hydration levels. Because if we aren't hydrated, we will have a significant noticeable change in our mood, our productivity. So just being sure to keep up with those hydration levels. So our week 6 homework and 5 minutes of fitness here. Obviously keep up with your exercising 3 to 7 days a week for 30 minutes. And our homework is complete the Virgin Pulse sleep guide tracker, as well as track your water intake throughout this week. That'll be your homework. Also with our exercise formats, and our new exercise for the Fit in 5 for this week is high knees. And so I'll show you some different versions of the high knees that we can do. And the Fit in 5 handbook will provide you a different sort of like format on how you want to go about doing this, as well as a video starring our very own Kyle on how to do that. So let's see, I'm going to turn off the blurry in the background.
Yeah, as you do that real quick, I want to just, because the sleep guide on Healthier Together is not exactly visible. Oh no. Hang on one second. I got logged out. But if you go to, if I remember right, as I'm pulling this back up, if you go to the health tab on the website, the health tab will pull down a drop-down menu that will where then you can click on the, yes, here we go. So yeah, the health icon, sleep guide. Clicking on that will then take you to the page where then you can start filling in some stuff. Click on the ready, set, let's go, and they'll just ask you some simple questions. But nice little tool, nice little resource on Healthier Together. And again, part of your homework for this week. But that is how you find it. That's where you go. So again, on Healthier Together, the health tab and the sleep guide. All right, Isaac, let's see those high knees.
Here we go. Okay, so yes, high knees. There's a couple different versions we're gonna do. You can do the low impact version. 3 cues to always concentrate on when you're doing these high knees is to keep that core engaged. So very, very similar to all the other exercises we've been doing. All the movement starts in the core, so you want to keep your core, your abs engaged, as well as I want you to keep your arms moving forward and your hands going past your hips with every single high knee you do. So I'll show you the marching version. I want to be straight up and down, core engaged. You do more driving that knee up towards your chest, and that left knee, if that left knee's going up, my right arm is coming forward. So I'm going like that, going at a steady pace. You can also go up on your toe every single time to get that calf activated as well. Just like that for those lower impact high knees. And then for that moderate impact, you can go at a jog's pace. So this is more, not bringing those knees up too high. And then if you really want to start going, you can do like a running pace with that. And then a nice little thing that we put in there as well is do it for that higher impact, the highest impact high knee is a 180-degree turn. So you start forward, you go to the right, you go back forward, and go to the left. It's constantly moving one direction like so.